I'm win.
Nope.
No?
That wasn't English.
Not feeling it?
Nope, that wasn't English.
That was English.
No, it
That was
wasn't.
completely... Are you saying that because I'm not American?
No, I'm saying that because it sounded like you had in your mouth.
What is going on, guys? We're the Continuity Crew. I'm Win.
I'm Will.
And today we're going to be talking about 9 days.
9 days, yes, sir.
Yeah, 9 days
Ooh,
equals 9 months.
I like that poster.
You do like that poster of 9 days?
Yeah, I really like that
Cool.
poster. Might have to snag that. But yes, hello everyone. We're Continuity Crew. We're doing 9 days, like he said, starring Winston Duke, Zazie Beetz, Benedict Wong, Tony Hale, Bill Skarsgård. Written and directed by Edson Oda.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm saying that right. But this is the first feature film from him. And it's pretty freaking good. It premiered, I guess, at Sundance. Just a little lore about the movie. But it's... I'll read the IMDb thing, and it honestly doesn't look... But no, it's a good way to describe it. Because honestly, I was trying to tell people about this movie, and it's hard to describe.
It's a prequel to Good Place.
I just haven't seen Good Place, but it's a reclusive man conducts a series of interviews with human souls for a chance to be born.
Oh, yeah. It's not Disney Souls.
Yeah, a little bit. Didn't even think about that either.
I mean, you got a black man there just like talking to people as there's about to go into souls in there, so I mean.
But no, in Soul, it was like those extraterrestrial neon signs.
Neon signs?
That's what they look like.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But, yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, where do you want to start with this movie, man?
I'm really trying to think, because honestly, straight out the gate, freaking love this movie. I feel like such an indie boy, because we went to an indie not an indie theater, but it's this theater that plays the smaller movies.
If it's a dead theater, it's definitely considered an indie theater, so.
But, yeah, it was dead, that's for sure. But also, like any movie, after like a week in theaters is like a dead theater. I think when me and Blake went and saw Suicide Squad, it was like one other person in there.
Yeah, I don't really think, though, that there's a lot of people that go into this theater, so it was definitely an indie theater.
It was fun. It was also a new theater layout, which, I mean, just behind the scenes, I guess, which was just like, it was flat, like all the way back instead of like the slanted, which was what I'm used to. And I was like, this is weird. Back to 9 days. Essentially, Winston Duke is this interviewer, like it said, and he loses a soul or a friend, a friend. Somebody dies, which is very sad. And he has to interview these new people, and it's allegedly going to take 9 days, and they kind of get eliminated. It started off probably with about 10 to 12 different people, and even to the next day, there was only, I think, 5 or 6. And so they whittle it down, and then the next person is going to be picked. But it goes through all that. It goes through the motions. I'm not going to try and spoil anything till later. And but Winston Duke kind of has like an inner struggle because the person that had died he doesn't know if she killed herself, why she died, whatever. And so he's like, did I do something wrong whenever I was picking her? So he's got this inner conflict that he doesn't know how to deal with. And whenever he finds certain answers, he's not too happy with, and it even adds more conflict.
Are you familiar with a show called Big Brother?
Yeah.
This is to simplify it. This is what it was. You're put in this house. You're getting interviews and stuff, and you're eliminated, but not by other people, but by the interviewee itself.
Yes.
So this is what this movie was about, and it's an allegory for life before life.
Essentially, yeah.
You got 9 days. Basically, is a building structure for a human being, which is 9 months. Toned down to 9 day.
Think about that.
Really?
No, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's basically like that. So if you're into indie movies, again, if you're a kid who wears... I'm not going to go through that again.
Just play the clip.
Indie kids, people who have beanies, people who have turntables, people who probably like to skate but can't, people who probably have asthma but they smoke anyways, people who smoke, people who goes to Zoomies and Journeys for their clothing items, people who buy clothing that are kind of movie related, people who like movies that are kind of artsy but they don't get it, people who think they get it when they see an artsy movie, people who think that. Yeah, that.
Me.
I'm just kidding.
No, but honestly, like, yeah, because I mean, not to like just rehash that, but like, I love this movie.
I love this movie.
There was just to talk about pros. I mean, Winston Duke fucking shines. There was scenes where he wasn't even doing anything, and I'll attribute it to the cinematographer and the editor as well. But I was just like, holy shit! Like, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Just how like, not because I'm sad, happy, or whatever. I'm just emotional. Like, there's the one scene I'm thinking about is like he's got the light from that he found, and he's like walking around it. And he had lived before, so he was like the stage actor or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, it was a completely dark room, and it just like, there's so many shots in this that like kind of just gave me chills, and I'm just like, I loved it.
Oh, that's called a ghost light. I think that's what it's called. They have that on. I don't remember for what reason. Yeah, they have that on stages.
Whatever you say, because I'll believe it.
Yeah, this movie. Winston Duke was really good in this movie, though. I knew that this dude could act. And I completely forgot that he has an accent.
Yeah.
And like his aggression in this movie is just perfect for his accent. I don't know why.
No, it works.
It works, yeah. That's the thing.
I will say honestly though, I don't know if he outshines everyone. I will say Zazie Beetz, she was incredible as well, but everyone else kind of felt lackluster, and not because they weren't good, just because they didn't have as much screen time.
They didn't have a lot to work with. They were very basic, I guess. What's his name? Bill Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, a kind of regular type dude who
and you also kind of try and he's kind of portrayed almost as an antagonist.
A little bit.
Or just like, I don't know if I'm supposed to like this guy.
He's a strong character for sure.
Yes.
He's got this kind of fight back attitude without the fighting back. He's more of a laid back kind of.
Yeah, and well, also like not even back to like the antagonist stuff. There almost isn't one. I mean, there's the inner struggles that Winston Duke has, but otherwise, it's kind of just like a story, and that's one thing I think I love movies that do that, where it's just a story. There's not really. And it's beautiful and it's done really well. So the thing about this movie, it's weird because he even kind of said it, I think a couple times, there's no wrong or right answers. It's because it's like these people are being chosen to just have life. And it's like, well, you can't really feel because they're not living yet, really. And it's like, well, they could just say like, oh, I want to kill people or whatever, but it's like, well, you're not really alive, so they can't really cause any harm, so it's kind of weird. I don't know.
I like that this movie did a whole thing with Winston Duke that before the ending, he was kind of all decision based and not like emotional based, because he was just kind of very statistical about it.
He knew what
like,
he was
okay,
looking
yeah,
for. And,
kind of knew what he was looking for, and he was
there was also the struggle between, I think it was Amanda, one that had died.
This movie tried to also do a love story, which they were just like, the best thing about this movie was like, the whole love story thing where this one candidate wanted to, I guess, date him or something, or kiss him, and he was just like, no.
Yeah,
this shit.
Honestly, I didn't even think about that, but like maybe that's a part of the reason I loved it, because I hate the lovey-dovey stuff sometimes. I'm like, it's just pointless, but he just shut that shit down. So I was like, yes, I didn't want that. Thank you. I didn't want it to pursue.
There's this paper in the movie where whoever gets eliminated has to write down their last wishes, basically, or a moment that they liked. And Winston Duke basically just said, no, write this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, no, that was... Wait, which one?
Amanda, or no.
Are you talking about Zazie Beetz' character?
No, the other girl, the white girl.
No, she just... Oh, with her note. No, he was nice about it to her. He was like...
No, he was, but what I'm saying is he shut her down.
Oh, the romance
whole thing,
stuff, yes. But, yes.
Benjamin Wong was also in this movie.
He was kind of like the middle ground for he was almost essentially Winston Duke's character's like conscience of just like, hey, like you kind of this way or that, or like even led Zazie Beetz' character to certain things as well, to lead on the story.
He was the brighter side of Winston Duke.
Yes. And it was always like, so Winston Duke's character, like I think I kind of mentioned, was like he's been living before. And so he knew what life was like or whatnot. And he was a stage actor. And he mentions, I guess this is getting to spoiler territory, but he mentions like whenever he was on the stage last time, he like felt like he was alive and he was afraid to do that again. And so like this is the ending of it is spoilers. It's the ending of the movie. So it comes down to Zazie Beetz and Bill Skarsgård's characters, which honestly totally saw coming because they're like the biggest actors, of course. But it ends up Bill Skarsgård's character gets picked, and so Zazie Beetz walks away, and the climax is like she didn't want a final moment for Winston Duke to create something to make her. Well, no, she did, but he said no, so she just left. But she wrote a letter or on like his desk, so he could like never forget. And that was the whole thing. She wrote notes, little moments everywhere, all over the house, of like, oh, eating a peach, like living your life, like just sitting on the couch, just little moments that she just found great because he didn't pick her essentially because she was feeling too much. She was different and that's what he saw in Amanda, who had died and who had killed herself. Well, Winston Duke, felt like he was the same way as Amanda, and he didn't want to do that again to Zazie Beetz' character. So he's just like, I'm just stopping it now. But he sees all these moments, and he's like, I did pick wrong. I should have picked them. And he runs out and grants her which is the AC.
Okay.
He grants her wish of like performing, I would assume is what she wrote down.
It's a poem.
And he just acts fucking ass off for one, and it just gives you chills, and like it's beautifully shot of him doing this poem, soliloquy, whatever.
It's an edited version of Walt Whitman's poem, Song of Myself.
I see. But yes, it was astounding. It's great. But
the way I see it, this movie was basically like, well, the thing is, I know you guys are depressed about life, but like, look at the beauty, and that's what Zazie Beetz was. Yeah. That's why he saw failure in Zazie Beetz' in character, because Emma, that's her name. It's because seeing the beauty and all of it is just gonna be a trap for her.
Yeah.
In reality, so that's the way I think he was choosing.
He was scared. He was scared to pick someone who was going to be so accepting of this world that was like shit.
The thing that surprised me though is that dude who was drawing beaches and stuff.
Yeah,
that dude could have been a really good Instagrammer.
Yeah. Oh man, and that was just so sad too. There's so many emotional moments, and it's just so beautiful too. It still leaves me just like dumbfounded.
It's a great movie. Highly recommend it. Without even saying much about it, it's just it's a lot of allegories in there, but just kind of crammed into a single movie, and it's
just
not
about
even that long,
life.
It's 40. Yeah,
it's about life, the society, but also just it says it on here, and I don't know if I would go that far, but no, actually that is a good quote because it just says that. It says 9 days invites you to reconsider your entire worldview, and like, yeah, kind of. I mean, it invites you. You don't have to, but like, I can definitely see it. It's a very powerful movie. 9 days, when out of 10, what will you say?
This is probably my favorite movie of the year, so I'm gonna say 10.
I'm right there with you, man. 10 out of 10. I think this movie. I said this to you before we left the theater. I don't want more people to see this. It's selfish, but like it is just that damn good. It's very artsy, but it's very beautiful. And
this is a movie that for some reason fits with A24, but I don't want them to touch it either.
Yeah, it's just
because I feel like they would horrify it, you know?
Yeah. Well, and A24 doesn't always do that, but no, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
like it. It's just the aura. not aura, but yes, the aura, the
Aesthetic.
tone, the aesthetic. Yes, they nailed it. It was beautiful. I really hope it gets. I don't want it. It's conflicting. I want it to get recognition, but I also don't. I want it to just be like, we saw this movie and it's an experience. I don't want other people to start hyping it up, because then the hipster in me is like, F you don't even understand.
God damn it! Of course.
I know.
Every fucking hipster does that though.
Well,
I'm giving you a pass for that one.
Well, no, because I hate that about me, but like that is me. Like if people didn't like The Office as much as they did, I'd probably praise it more. But it gets so overhyped, I'm just like, I've got to degrade it a little bit because it's not that good.
I didn't used to like The Office.
It's funny, but it's not like the best sitcom ever.
For anyone who likes cameras out there, if you're a cinematographer or anything like that, they have some really good glass in this movie. Just letting you know.
The lighting, man. I think it was because, let me just go to 6:45. We saw 6:45 like the day before, and like the lighting in that was awful. And then seeing this where it was like consistent with camera cuts and everything, I was like, yes.
It's a good cleanse to the palate.
Yes, and it's probably why I think we still would have loved it, but I think after seeing 6:45 and then to this, it probably made it seem a little bit better.
Maybe in the future we'll look back at this movie and just maybe we'll rethink our decision with. But the thing is, like, yeah, we just saw 6:45 and this was definitely way better.
I don't know. I really like this movie. I really do. It's been probably one of my the best movies I've watched in theaters in a while. Like anything Oscar nominated in the past 3-4 years, I think this holds its own, like, over it. So, but entertainment value, I almost don't want to do for this one because I
was very entertained. I'll give it a 10.
I mean, I was entertained, but it's like, it's kind of misleading because we're us, and like.
Well, the way I see this is that if you're just a regular viewer of any movie, the way to really look at this is that there's two ways to be entertained by a movie. One, that the fact that you're questioning the movie more, or one that you're just watching it at face value. Mm-hmm. This is definitely more in the questioning more, and that will definitely entertain you if you're one of those people. You don't necessarily have to be an indie kid for that, or anyone who's into indie movies. You could just be a regular viewer but still have that curiosity. So.
And it's definitely not for everyone. So
yeah, not rated E for everyone.
Yes, this is more like
rated M for mature.
I was gonna say I for indie kids.
That too.
But anyways, that's our 9 days review. I hope that we have some movies just as good. I mean, it makes me want to go to that theater more.
Good Place.
I might have to check out The Good Place, but it's a show, so I probably won't.
There's a twist in that movie. I mean, that show that you will not expect whatsoever.
No.
I didn't at first.
Maybe.
I thought it was interesting.
I still won't watch it. Anyways, though, that's been our 9 days review. Thank y'all for watching. We've been the Continuity Crew. I'm Will. That's when. Thank y'all for watching. Like if you enjoyed. Comment down below. Did you see 9 days? Who was your favorite character? Let us know.
Oh, I was going to say, did you see 9 days? And do you like Winston Duke?
Yeah, Winston. If it does get nominated, like, he better get Best Actor. I'm intrigued to see if this gets any hype over the next month or two, because like it's only been out I think a week or two now, so I'm intrigued. Thank y'all for watching. We love movies. We love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, which I don't know when this came out.
I don't know either.
But it'll come out.
Will come out, yep.
But yes, thank y'all for watching. See ya.
We need more movies like this.